What's up, all my fight fans? So, Khamzat Chimaev and Alex Pereira have been going back and forth. If we remember correctly, a while back, Khamzat Chimaev did an interview. I can't remember exactly what outlet it was. Maybe it was ESPN. Maybe it was somebody else. But he mentioned how he would like to fight Alex Pereira in Brazil, which is in January. And he said, "Hey, let's do the middleweight championship in January." And then he wants to go fight Colby Covington in March. He pretty much wants himself to be very busy for 2023. So Alex Pereira answered his challenge on, I believe, the Ariel Helwani show, and said that, hey, I can't make middleweight, so let's meet at light heavyweight in Brazil. I could definitely do that. And according to Alex Pereira, his manager or his team actually said no, they don't want to do that. And I believe they both went back and forth again regarding each other and tweeting each other. I believe it was on social media, some outlet right there, and I believe it was Khamzat Chimaev saying that was fake belt, fake news, it's like something to that nature. So it's just. Here we go. One, we got to say that you got to give credit to Khamzat. You got to give credit to him. You got to be able to, for his heart. But you also have to have the understanding, like, to try to fight in January after this guy just did it in the same weight cut. He did it in the same weight cut to fight a very tough challenger in Israel Adesanya. I'm talking about Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira put a lot on the line and did a lot to get himself to where he was against Israel Adesanya. He basically in an upset victory. A lot of people did not have Alex Pereira winning that fight, no less winning the fight in general, gonna win that fight in general. There was a lot of people picking against him. So, but Alex Pereira did get the win, did get the knockout, and again, I can't stress this enough. When you saw them two side by side, those guys Alex Pereira is massive, massive. A lot of people were always saying, I remember in the early days how Israel Adesanya, how he's kind of like a pretty big guy. Like, a lot of people look at him, he's like, oh, he's kind of small. Like, no, he's actually pretty big. But then when you go against see Alex Pereira, you're like, damn, that's just a beast. That's one hell of a beast right there. So with that being said, you can understand why Alex Pereira is in no rush to try to make that weight again. He's no rush to try to go back down to middleweight so early, especially after the holidays. I'm sure he wants to spend time with his family. So he wants to spend Christmas. He wants to indulge himself in what he should. He's a champ. He doesn't want to just right away go into a title defense right away. Like, hey, let's do this right now. Like, no, he just became a champ. He became a UFC champ. He wants to enjoy his moment, enjoy what it brings to him. So yeah, I'm actually surprised that he would even say he wants to fight. But again, he basically is gonna hold on to his belt and fight at light heavyweight. And if it's true, Khamzat Chimaev denied it. I don't think so. I don't see Khamzat Chimaev denying anything. I don't see Khamzat Chimaev backing down from anything or anyone. So, nonetheless, guys, I don't see why these two would want to fight each other right away at a different weight besides the middleweight. Khamzat Chimaev, he has his hands full if this Colby Covington fight comes into fruition. Because, again, Colby Covington, this is not somebody you want to overlook. This is not somebody you want to take lightly. This is somebody that you really, really, truly want to take serious. Colby Covington has cardio for days. Colby Covington has wrestling for days. Colby Covington is even actually a really good striker. Really good striker. He was able to be in there with the guys like Kamaru Usman, and you saw the wrestling with Tyron Woodley, you saw the wrestling with Robbie Lawler and striking with Robbie Lawler, even though some of those guys were a little bit older. And then Jorge Masvidal. So, Colby Covington is a very, very dangerous opponent for Khamzat Chimaev. So he really, really needs to watch himself and really needs to be careful and trying to do what he's doing. Like, I see what he wants to do, and I get it to a certain degree. But I do feel like Khamzat Chimaev should start being less confident. Like, it's good to be confident, but he feels so confident that he just wants to be able to bounce around from welterweight to middleweight very easily. And it's to a point where, like, hey, you know what? Let's focus on one weight and let's reach that goal. I get it. You just want to take on everybody. I get it. You want to be a champ. I get it. You want a belt. You know, good for you. But let's just focus on one and let's go to that one. You know, let's not try to go after everybody or anything in different divisions, because that's a pretty difficult cut, and it's a pretty difficult challenge to try to go after everybody and expecting that your skills is going to just be the way it was this entire time, where you're fighting good fighters, not great fighters. The only great fighter he was able to go against, no disrespect to his fighters, but the only great fighter he was able to go against was Gilbert Burns, and you saw the difficult challenge there. You know, it wasn't as easy like he was able to do with walking a guy to the cage and slamming him or hitting him a couple times and he goes out. Like, it wasn't anything like that to that nature. But with Gilbert Burns showed him, like, hey, this is a real fight. This is where you're in now. You know, this is a different level now. Like, are you ready for this level? And he hasn't been able to go back to that level in a while. You know, they've been saving him. We had that whole Nate Diaz fiasco. He ended up fighting Kevin Holland instead. Not the greatest, but at the end of the day, it still was a decent fight for him. So, but yeah, when it comes to Colby Covington, that's a really good challenge for him. Very good challenge. Alex Pereira, I know what a lot of people are saying. Like, oh my God, you know, he's just going to take him down. He's going to ragdoll him. He's going to pretty much push him to the ground. He's going to be able to submit him. Easy, no problem. Guys, again, I can't stress this enough. This guy is a building. This guy's a building, and he is strong as hell, and he is, like, difficult. Like, oh my God, it's a different ball game with this guy. This guy is something different. I'm talking about Alex Pereira. So that's not somebody that you want to sleep on. That's not somebody that you want to just not train for. You definitely want to train for that. You definitely want to get a few more fights underneath your belt, especially in that division, because again, what this guy's walking around at, I don't know what Khamzat Chimaev walks around at. Maybe he does walk around at light heavyweight because of being able, but it's weird to see him being able to cut 85 then to welterweight, no problem. You know, you got to think this guy's probably walking around at 190, if that. You know, maybe a little bit higher, maybe 195, at most 200. I could see Alex Pereira walking around well past the 200s. I'm talking about maybe 220. I think he was that guy one time, 220, 225. That's a massive guy. And when he hits you, this is not a welterweight hitting you or a middleweight hitting you. This is a guy that's probably could very well one day fight at heavyweight hitting you. So I mentioned this in previous videos. So do I feel like Khamzat Chimaev and Alex Pereira fight is going to happen one day? Possibly, if we see Khamzat Chimaev make some move in middleweight. But as far as just a spontaneous fight, I personally would not favor Khamzat Chimaev in that fight, because I do feel like Alex Pereira could use a lot of his size, and use a lot of his muscle against Khamzat Chimaev. You know, because again, that, like, name another fighter that Khamzat Chimaev has ever faced that's anywhere close to that. And you can say that for Alex Pereira as well. But it's still, you look at both of them, and then the only problem is Alex Pereira has been hit by guys his size before, where Khamzat Chimaev, I'm not sure. You look at that. But nonetheless, guys, it would be a very fun fight. I just don't see that fight happening anytime soon. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys think is going to be next for him. What do you think is going to be next for Alex Pereira? What is going to be next for Khamzat Chimaev? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.